Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. We have to talk. Sit down and relax. It is Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. We're going to start off with some economic news and a couple of things that I don't think are going to surprise you at all because we knew this was coming. So let's do that. So number one, apparently we got a better than expected private payrolls number. Fantastic if it only were true. Here is another one you might want to pay attention to. So apparently 1 in 5 Americans cannot make it from paycheck to paycheck. I'm talking about working Americans. 1 in 5 can't make it. What's going on here, people, is again the phenomenon you and I have been aware of for a very, very long time. It's the destruction and elimination of the middle class. This is going to obviously get much worse moving forward. Now, just to put a little perspective, more perspective on this, corporate profits are higher by 25% year over year. Now, let's talk about that for a moment. We have American citizens here who are getting crushed. They're getting destroyed. Meanwhile, corporate profits are soaring. Rich people, well-off people, are getting more rich and more well-off as everyone else just gets destroyed. The phenomenon that you and I have spoken about for a very long time, well, it's in full swing. No surprise to you, at least I don't think. Okay, so apparently, let's move on here. You got, I'm laughing, but this is really bad, and I shouldn't be laughing, because it's a game. They're playing a game. The Ukrainian-Russian talks, well, guess what? Nothing came out of it, and crude oil is surging higher yet again. It's higher by 3% as I am doing this video blog. They're running a crazy pump and dump here with crude oil. And all the talks about, this, that, and the other thing regarding that war over there is nonsense. It's a way to prolong it. And they're going to continue to do it. Watch it another week or two. More talks. It will amount to nothing. All they're doing here is pulling people along. And I think you are well aware of that. I was just writing some stuff down this morning. So we have this, of course, cost of living crisis. And I mean, do you need more proof of that? We just found out 1 in 5 working Americans cannot survive paycheck to paycheck, but corporate profits are soaring higher. I'm so surprised about that. How about you? Anyway, what else did I want to tell you? That's pretty much on the economic front, but I don't think this is a surprise to a single one of you out here. And you can expect this to get much worse. Corporate profits are going to continue to skyrocket. Middle class continues to evaporate magically, kind of the same way the Fed creates cash out of thin air, just magically running their inflation creation machine, which it's not going to stop. So just be well aware of that and at least get yourself on the right side. So on the back of this really great news that we got today, this private payrolls number, stock futures are lower across the board. Nothing dramatic, but lower nonetheless. But let's look at the setup for the market just real quick. We got a 10-year yield, 2.4. We have a dollar, the relative strength of the dollar, weaker and higher crude oil. So what is that? That's a nice setup for the market. Although, people, look, this market has gotten really stupid, and you know that. We've had an incredible, there's no other word to put it, no other way to put this, an insane rebound off of the low. We've gone straight the freak up off the low. Those of us that have been buying on the lows, buying on the way down, well, it certainly is paying off, and it's going to continue to do so. The fact of the matter is, people, and you know this market is, well, it's retarded, all right? And it's going to continue to get propped up on the promise of easy money. The easy money is not going to stop, and that's the driver. The economy could be shut. They could, as a matter of fact, they did, shut down the entire global economy. You remember that whole thing with COVID? Okay? And what happened to global markets? They went higher. So look, forget about things like yield curve inversions, economic recessions, which would be a step up from where we are now, or anything else. The market is going to get propped up. I know how many of you are basically practically on your knees begging, praying for the stock market to crash. It's not going to until we get the meltdown in the debt market. And the debt market right now is being fueled like you have no idea. Maybe you do if you follow this blog. Every reason imaginable and things you can't even dream about. How many of you heard me say that before? Are going to be just created out of thin air, just to create reasons to borrow cash from the future to fuel the debt bubble, wars, expansions of wars, whatever they got to do to keep the mechanism going. And that is going to keep the debt market stable while the dollar and other fiat currencies around the world melt down. More people are going to suffer and corporate profits are going to take off. That's how it's working. That's how it will continue to work. I don't know another way to put this, people. You got to get yourself on the right side of everything right now. Nothing is what it seems to be in any way, shape, or form, and I think you are well aware of that. It's not just a freak show. You know, I joke about this stuff, but it's a deliberate scheme that is so dark and ugly. It's a takeover of the world by central banks without firing a shot, using every manner of distraction that you can think about. Look at the yield curve. Look at the yield curve. Don't look at anything else that's going on here. Don't look at the hundreds of billions of dollars that are being created out of thin air just to fund this war here, to assure that we are going to march right into a cost of living crisis, an energy crisis, and whatever other crisis they want to throw at us. Look what they're doing. And where are the people? Where are people? Why are they not out in the streets? Silence in my neighborhood. I walk around here. It's a ghost town. All right. My neighbors, most of whom are pretty well-off people, they have no clue. They really don't understand what's going on. I talk to these people. They have no idea what's actually going on, nor do they care. Again, you have to understand, the only people who are getting destroyed here are members of the middle class. The well-off and the rich, they could not be happier in this environment. And this is deliberate, as you all well know. And you can expect that mechanism to continue to play out. As I have said, you have a target on your face if you're a member of the middle class. And you can't get it off. You must take action to get yourself on the right side of this whole thing. Otherwise, look, the pressure on you, if you're a member of the middle class, is going to increase exponentially moving forward. Meanwhile, the propaganda ministry, the mainstream outlets, are going to tell you every manner of how great you are doing. They're going to tell you how great you are doing. You're fantastic. You're tremendous. And, you're going to be rich. Just don't worry about it. Everything is going to be fantastic for you. No. They're killing you. By design, I told you. This is the central banks of the world. And what disgusts me more than anything else is when you get the Federal Reserve chairperson, any of them, and they show up before a congressional committee and they get thanked. Thank you, sir or madam, in the case of Janet Yellen, for doing such a great job. Your public service is fantastic. We so appreciate you. They lick their dirty feet. I don't know, people, you can't make this stuff up. So look, in summary here, what is going on? Stock futures slightly lower, but the setup for the market is not bad. Crude oil marching higher on the talks are failing again. They're going to do the same thing over and over again as they prolong that war. They're using that war to throw hundreds of billions of dollars at, to, again, foster arms deals, to, President Bidenstein, the biggest military budget ever in history, nearly $1 trillion. It's out of control. But this is what's going on, and it's all by design, too. You know that. You know that. But to see it play out, once you understand the mechanism and you you see the little pieces falling in place. It's kind of shocking once you get that epiphany, but I think most of you who follow this blog clearly understand what's going on. All right, look, that's it for today, or this morning at least. I can only imagine what's going to come out throughout the day, and we'll talk about it later. All right, look, please share the video. Love all of you. Hope you got something out of this. I really do, and I'll see you later.